Okay, so today we're going to be talking about data distribution, and for our initial question we have how many pets do students have, and for statistical group of data we have one student said 1, another student said 1, another student said 2, another student said 3, and then finally 5. So using this we're going to show you first how to do a box and whisker plot. So first what you want to do is you want to find the minimum and maximum of your data set. So our minimum would be 1 and our maximum would be 5. So we'll write minimum is 1, maximum is 5, and then we're going to find the median. And to find the median, you just cross out the numbers on either side until you reach the middle. So our median is going to be in between 2 and 3, so our median is going to be 2.5. So our median, which I'm going to abbreviate as MD, is going to be 2.5. And then we need two things called quartile 1 and quartile 3. And that's going to be in between the minimum and the median and the median and the maximum. So we do the same thing except excluding the median. We basically use these two sections of the data and we cross out both sides. So our quartile 1 is in between minimum and median, and it is 1. And our quartile 3 is in between median and maximum, and it is going to be 3. Okay, so I'm going to write Q1 equals 1 and Q3 equals 3. So to do the box and whisker plot, what I'm going to do is an axis that shows the set of number and the length of the numbers. So it's from 1 to 5, because that's our minimum and maximum. And then we basically just space out, so 2, 3, 4. And then for our box and whisker plot, we start at 1, because that is our minimum, and we end at 5 again, because that is our maximum. And then our median is 2.5, so here is 2, and then 0.5 is going to be halfway between that. And then our quartile 1 is 1 again, and so that is going to be here. And we connect that to the median. And then our quartile 3 is 3, so that is right here. And we connect that. And then we draw the line over to the maximum, and that is our box and whisker plot for this data set.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about standard deviation with the same data set. First, you want to start by finding the mean of the entirety of the data set. So the mean, as you may already know, you just add up all the entire data set, and then you're going to divide it by the amount of numbers that are in the data set. So then you do 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5, and then you would divide it by 6. Okay. So then we figured out that the mean was 5/2 or 2.5. Alright, so in order to find the standard deviation, here is the equation. This is the symbol for standard deviation. You're going to do square root of, you have sigma here, and then x minus the mean squared, all that squared, and then you're going to divide it by n minus 1. The reason why we do n minus 1 is because we're doing sample data. If you were doing population data, you would just do n, but then if for a sample you would just do n minus 1. You would then begin to create a table that starts off with all of your data, and then you're going to do x minus the mean, and then the next part would be x minus the mean squared. Alright, so your next step, once you have all of your numbers written in the table, and this is just the first part of the equation right here, you're going to add up all the values, which equals 11.5. And by the way, it's only just the by n minus 1, and we know that there's 6 numbers, so then you do 6 minus 1. And that equals 2.3. And then lastly, do not forget to square root the value. And your final answer is going to be 1.52. Okay,
So right now we're going to be talking about skewedness, and these are the 3 types of skewedness you can get. So we have skewed right, where the mean is the first one, and then the median is the second one, and the mode is the third one. Making it actually move left, it's backwards, I know. But then we have symmetric, where all 3 of them are in the same place, so it's symmetric. Skewed left is where the mode is first, the median is second, and the mean is third, and it gets pushed to the right. So that's skewed left. And our example is with how many pets you have. So you would have the median being 2, as it's in the middle, the mode being 1 because it's the most, and the mean being 2.28. To find out the skewness, you'd have to graph it. So it's 1 to 5, and so you have the mode, that's like 1, the median, which is 2, and then the mean, that is 2.28. So it would be skewed right.